I definitely recommend this game to come into it and play the story. But once you're done with the story, there's like, I don't know if there's a reason to stick around, because like the game is so dead that I don't even know if you could possibly find people to play with. I mean, you might, you know, if you look hard enough, but like, is it worth it? Because when the game is this dead, it makes you wonder at any point in time, Funcom could say, you know what? Shut the servers down. We can't do it anymore. You know, and that's it. They did Funcom made a lot of changes to the game. They were constantly trying to like rebuild the game over and over. It was almost like an early access game where they constantly changed up all their systems, like every big major update, to the point where even their main crowd started leaving. Because it kind of seems like the only thing they could possibly want to achieve is to grow their fan base by getting new players to play it. So it was like they kept dumbing down the systems to make it easier or something. But all it did was just lower the complexity of the game and then just kind of turn it into just a shadow of its former self. Like this game is nothing like it used to be when it first came out. The story's still the same, everything like around it is the same, but the combat system and the build diversity and all the stuff that you could do with your character, like, it's completely changed. They really dumbed the game down. They even added this combat system that like imitates an action combat system. It's not an action combat system, but it tries really hard to be it without, because it's like the game is trying to be as simple as possible, as if you could play it with a controller. Look, I could play it with my Xbox controller right now. Will I want to? No, but like I can. So it's like they were trying really hard to like capture the crowd that doesn't play MMOs or something. I don't know. The biggest thing that's really good about this game is the story, because like I've really been enjoying just seeing how everything develops, and even reading some of the lines is actually pretty good. Like this is cool too. Like you see, like they give you random things to look at that could lead to clues, because sometimes you'll find something and it'll give you like a code on the top or something, and then it's like, oh, what is that code for? And then you'll go over to the church, and then you'll find like some wall, a picture that could be moved, that reveals like a vault or something like that, and it has that code. So you put that code in that you found on this, and boom, it opens it up, and it could be treasure in there. You know, like it's stuff like that. It's the little puzzle things that this game throws at you that's really cool. Yeah, that's the stuff that really makes this game special. And then like the world, like there's no game that's ever done like a setting like this, that it's like mythical stuff that's going on in the real world. You know, like it's like multi-dimensional stuff. It's almost like playing a game as if it was like Doctor Strange world, but not really, because you're not like magical in that way. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's just something very unique about this game. It's just, I don't know what the hell they did to it. They just freaking gutted this game. If I had a choice, I'd rather play any other game but this. But at the same time, I'm intrigued by the story. So it's like, the story is the only reason why I'm here. If this game had a shitty story, I would have been uninstalled this game and not played it ever again. Because like, literally, the main thing that always drives me to play an MMORPG is the combat system. Period. That's the main reason why I stick around. So if the combat system is good, I will play it even though it has no story, it has no like nothing. Like it could just be literally you walking up to mobs and killing them, but if I'm having fun doing that part, then it's great. That's kind of what I went through when I was playing Warframe. Like I played Warframe for years on and off. And the main reason why I stuck around was so I could do survival for fucking hours and challenge myself with like, you know, builds and things like that. Like trying new sets to figure out how to make something that's considered weak to be like, you know, overpowered in its own right. You know, like that's the fun for me, is trying to do things like that. In this case, the story is the thing that makes me want to play it. Like not the combat system. Like the combat sucks ass. I'm hoping that maybe when I get more abilities, it would start to become more fun. But so far, I don't really like the way they have this mana system, where it's like divided into two different weapons. So you have the primary and your secondary. And the only way for you to build up the energy to be able to use more powers is to use the basic attack. But then the basic attack can only be equipped one time on your character. So that means your secondary weapon or the primary weapon gets shafted depending on what you choose. So basically, like in this case, I'm using the blood magic basic attack. So I can't put my secondaries like gunshot thing to get my energy back with that. I have to choose which one do I want, you know, and that's kind of dumb. Like I don't know why they built it that way, because I would rather have like left click be the blood and then right click be the gun, you know, like that's what I would do. But there's no way to build like that. Like this game doesn't really give you a whole lot of options now of like stuff you can do. Before, like when you looked at the abilities tree, it was like complicated as fuck. It was basically like Path of Exile. Like there was so many things to choose. There was so many lines to go down. Like it was complex enough for me to be interested in it, to want to like try to like work towards something, you know? So it felt pretty good. I liked it. But I guess Funcom thought it was too complicated, and maybe they listened to too many people that were saying, "Oh, this is too complicated. You got to change it. This is garbage." Why are you listening to that? Why are you listening to those people? Because a lot of times those people would come in, they'll see that the combat still sucks. Even when they change the whole thing and they revamped it, they still leave and they're like, "Fuck this game," because this is not their game. You know what I mean? Like, so why would they, like, I just don't understand why developers do that. Like they listen to the wrong people, and that's what happened with this game. They listened to the wrong crowd instead of listening to their actual player base that was really dedicated and was playing it at the time. That's why this game is dead as fuck. Like, even when you look up, when you go to Steam, you know how you go to View Community Hub and you go to this, it will always tell you how many people are playing right here when you're playing a game that has people playing it. Right now, you see it shows nothing. It just says 110 groups. That's bad. That means that this game is dead as fuck. And you can look at it right here. Look at the Steam charts. Playing 23 minutes ago, 69 people. That's it. That's a nice number, but 69 people, that's it. In a 24-hour peak, 131 people played. That's really bad. That's like, damn. That's extremely bad. And Steam is easily the most popular platform on PC. It doesn't matter about, like, I'm sure there's, you know, other ways to download this game, but Steam is the major primary place where people download games. And look at that. That's all-time peak 3,740. Wow, that's like really bad. And this has a lot to do with, one, their marketing. They don't advertise this game at all. So how the fuck are people supposed to know it exists? And then two, the massive changes over time, because you can see the player base in the way it was. Like, let's say right here, August 2017, 1,800 people played. The following month, 800 people quit. Look at that, 835 people quit. That's insane. And then it just starts dropping off, and it's just like dropping. And then they could barely manage to hold 100 people. It seems like all the updates over time just ruined this game completely, you know, at least for the veteran players. So I'm surprised that this game is not dead, like completely, like shut down, dead. It's just sad, man. Overall, it's sad. Because this is definitely a really awesome concept that's just had some bad development cycle. It's just really sad. It's really sad. I don't know.